go, bitches.
Buckle up, literature fans. We're in for some boozy bookgasms today. Join three cousins creating a titillating headspace where steamy romance novels collide with strong cocktails. So, sit back, sip slow, and enjoy the ride.
Hello, and welcome back to Boozy Bookgasms. I'm Jen.
I'm Lynn.
I'm Kim.
Oh,
Who's here, you guys?
a special guest.
Hey.
Yay. Hi, ladies. It's Amy.
It's Amy. Well, if you listen to our Fairy Smut episodes, Amy will sound very familiar. Welcome back to the show, Amy.
You know, I can't miss a good fantasy smut. I mean, I'm always back for it.
This is a completely different situation.
Yes. Amy has returned to help us talk about Kiss of the Basilisk by Lindsay Straube. But before we slither in between the sheets of this book, Kim, what are we drinking tonight?
Okay, so this one is fascinating. It's called The Bloody Snake Bite, which is very
course it
appropriate
is.
for this book. It is as dangerous as it is divine, sweet at first sip, with a bite that lingers just long enough to make you question your life choices. It's
Indeed.
a perfect match. It's got some Southern comfort, some cranberry juice, some lime juice. It's delicious. And just for kicks, I add red edible glitter, a little luster dust in there to make it shimmery. Very sexy drink.
Soko and lime, like back to my college days.
I was just going to say, this won't be the first time Southern Comfort made me question my life choice.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a frat party, like the walk.
Yeah.
Really, I'm getting like early aught vibes.
But it's classy because we have glitter, guys.
Well, that's what
Right.
makes it
I
classy.
know, obviously.
Glitter is classy as shit. You guys, knock it up.
I have questions. Fine. no.
We're going to start with our female main character. Her name is Temperance. She goes by Tem. She is 20 years old and is being raised by a single mom who is also the village chicken farmer. Tim's kind of a social pariah because of this, but she has the lucky fortune of being born in the same year as the prince. All girls born the year of the prince are in a bachelor type of competition to win his hand. And in order to be more appealing to the prince, they are trained sexually by a basilisk. For those of you that don't know what a basilisk is,
Actually, I would like all of you to comment who knew what a basilisk was before you started reading this book.
I did not.
it was a Harry Potter
Harry
thing.
Potter.
Yeah, I didn't know. No.
I didn't read Harry Potter, but Harry Potter people know what it is.
But the Harry Potter basilisk is like really, really, really big.
What it is
For those of you
a
who
very
don't know.
beautiful, gorgeous man who can turn into a snake. I don't know how it worked in Harry Potter, but in this book, if you look into the eyes of a basilisk, while they are in snake form, you will turn into stone. So many years ago, there was a war in this village against the basilisks and the humans. And after the war, they formed a peace treaty that included the stipulation that they would sexually train all the girls born in the year of the prince. That is so specific, but that is part of the treaty and it's part of their peace pact.
It's also very weird.
Unhinged.
Well, the prince needs to have a woman who will satisfy him, his reign.
Well, and the basilisks are really good at sex.
That's what
I
we
have
hear.
two questions. First,
Mm-hmm.
snakes are not great at sex. They're snakes.
Well, these snakes are.
And is it a snake that turns into a man or a man that turns into a snake?
I think it's a snake that turns into a man.
I think it's a snake that turns into a beautiful, gorgeous.
Agreed. I
being.
think the snake is their original form.
And it's very Medusa-esque
Kinda.
to have the stone element in it. So there's a lot of questions for me here.
It's a culture shock.
Proceed.
This story will take us on a journey. So we begin. Tim and 13 other girls head down to the caves where this is where the basilisks are. They are there for their first night of training, and Tim meets her basilisk. His name is Caspin.
I don't
Yeah,
hate that.
It's a hot name.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
She is so virginal. Like she has not even
Yeah.
kissed a boy.
She's nervous.
Very nervous.
Unlike the rest of the whores in the village.
She's tomboyish, right? Like she's never really had a boyfriend and she's the chicken farmer's daughter. So she's got a bit of a stigma around her and kind of seen as like she's never going to win the prince's hand.
So Caspin tells her he's not going to touch her tonight, but he does need to see her. He wants her to strip naked, and Tim says, "You first."
Good girl.
You first is a theme in this book. We're going to hear that a few different times.
Right.
Especially with the basilisks. So Caspian's like, hey, no problemo. And he takes off all his clothes, and Tim enjoys the glorious view of him because, he's hot, of course.
The way that she writes this book, I could picture everything. I could picture the cave. I could picture him. I could picture his attitude, his smirks, like everything.
The roaring fire with
all of it. Yes.
Yeah,
like
gorgeous.
The way she paints the picture of this world is beautiful.
I enjoyed this journey quite a bit.
Same.
Actually, I was the first one to read this book. And I kind of tricked Lindsay into reading it.
I knew.
It was not kinda. Like, you all the way tricked me.
I may have told her it was not a part of a series. And then she read it 600 pages later. She's like, fuck you.
And guess what? The second book wasn't out yet. That's my worst nightmare.
No, it comes out November 11th.
Yay!
And then I got Amy to read it. And then Kim was like, I feel so left out.
Well, you sold me on one of the sex scenes. You were like,
There's
so
an
this is
arena.
what happens. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. What?
Oh, yeah.
I need
which
to
one
know
you're talking
more.
about.
So, yeah.
I told my colleague to read this book and I said, Kiss of the Basilisk. And she pinged me and she said, you didn't tell me the full title. It starts with split or swallow.
That's true.
That's a good call
It's
out.
more of a tagline.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're welcome.
Well, it's kind of like their publishing company or something.
Yeah.
I think it's more of the name of the series.
So Caspian does some sort of magic to make sure that Tim is fertile, and she is. So no problem there. And then he tells her, okay, you need to gain some weight because the prince likes curves. She's like, listen, I'm just a poor chicken farmer's daughter. We don't have a lot of food. And Caspian's like, after our sessions, I'll bring you some food. Now, at this point, Tim has taken off her clothes, and Caspian tells Tim to spread her legs. They have a connection, and she starts masturbating.
Well, and they had a connection while she was going into the cave, and we'll find out why later.
It's a pull.
She knew exactly where to go. She knew exactly which cave to go into.
Yeah.
You can sense their chemistry right out of the bat.
Totally. They have a sexual moment and they masturbate together. Tim says, can we come together? And Caspian says, no, you first. So again, with the you first. Tim finishes first. So then Caspian finishes in his hand. And Tim thinks his cum looks like a handful of liquefied pearls and said it was beautiful.
Can I just say, gross? This book is kind of obsessed with cum.
They utilize it quite a bit.
It's like another character in the book.
Yeah.
Caspian cups his hands around his cum and turns it into a claw. And he gives it to Tim. He tells her to put inside of her and it will connect them while they are apart.
The claw is like a magical vibrator.
Yeah, you can get these.
Bluetooth.
Like a magical vibrating tampon.
Oh, I don't think it's like a tampon. That sounds
Kinda.
uncomfortable.
It sounds less comfortable than a claw.
Yeah.
Let's back that up.
But it's not like a claw, multi-clawed. It's one claw.
It didn't have fingernails.
But
was
it
just
seems
sort
to
of...
hook over,
Yeah.
It's hitting her in all the right places, okay?
Exactly.
Like a shadow rabbit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure this out in my brain.
Over the course of the next day, the claw pulses. That's how Tim knows Caspian's thinking about her. And it's kind of sweet.
It's a wee vibe. That's what it is.
Kim brings up her sex toy knowledge.
Hey.
But he does bring her to climax in church, which is awkward.
Yeah, she's sitting next to her mom.
Singing the hymns.
But she's also watching her slutty,
Her frenemy.
the one that's mean to her
Yeah.
all the time.
We'll get to Vera.
But she's watching her go down on her boyfriend in church.
It's a weird town.
It is kind of a weird town.
Sex hungry.
It's a small town, Kim.
It's a village.
Small town. We know how that works.
They're also 18 and training to, be perfect concubines to a prince. So, I mean,
So she does have another session with Caspian, and he teaches her how to do a hand job, and she masters that pretty quickly. They're getting closer and closer, but then the next night she has to go to the castle because the prince wants to meet his contestants, and it really is like The Bachelor.
Yeah. it's like a horrible version of The Bachelor.
Yeah.
It's really demeaning. Caspian sends her this gorgeous dress to wear so that she is sure to impress the prince. And I should say Caspian has a reputation. He is known in the village as the Serpent King, and all of his girls always win the hand of the prince.
They live for a lot. Like the humans are human lives, but the serpents are centuries old. So he's been training the wives of the princes for centuries.
Yeah, he's gotten a lot of tail.
He's very good at it.
But more importantly, to the dress, he sends her a gold necklace that has a charm on it that's in the same shape as the claw vibrator.
I'm trying to picture it in my head. I'm like, is it a paw?
Is it a paw?
What does it look like?
So I'm saying it's like a shadow rabbit. It's like this.
I just feel like it's like a swoop.
Like a hook? Like a Captain Hook?
Yes,
Like-
like a
like
hook.
a shadow rabbit.
More like a ladle. Like a
A ladle.
So Tim gets all dolled up, right, in the dress that Casman sent her. She heads to the castle, and she's extremely overwhelmed by the opulence of it. The palace is covered in gold. There's gold in the floor. There's so much excess. It's off-putting. A lot of fancy food. And she thinks about, like, oh my gosh, me and my mom are starving every other night. And, like, they have all this food going to waste.
It's just
and
gauche.
Kind of like the Capitol.
Just like Hunger Games Capital. You're right.
Per usual, right? Like they're taking all the village girls and then putting them in a castle and like trying to seduce them. This was like the least offensive part because it just felt so normal for a book
True.
like this. There's many more offensive parts than the opulence.
There are other problems here. So she meets the prince's sister, Lily, who is very charming and precocious. Lily says, oh, I just want to bet. Leo told me he didn't think any of the girls would be pretty, and I know he's going to like you. Tim loves her immediately.
They're Insta
She's
friends.
great. And then Tim starts wandering the castle, even though she's not supposed to. She finds this room. It's sort of like a large library office type thing. And she reaches for a skull that's like sitting on a shelf. And Caspin zaps her through their connection. And he tells her not to touch that because it doesn't belong to her. So she can hear Caspin speaking to her through her mind, which is very common in these romantasy books.
Because of the
The
claw.
claw and some other stuff.
Something else. Like that's the first that we're introduced to like their little mind connection.
We think it's the claw, but it isn't.
He shows her in her mind images of the war between the basilisks and the humans, and it makes her kind of sad.
Yeah.
But then the prince walks in, Prince Leo, and asks, are you looking for something? And they have a really tense exchange. They have a connection, but she is combative with him. He's clearly attracted to her, vice versa. I thought it was so interesting how differently she interacted with the two guys. Like with Caspin, he's the boss, right? And then with Leo, her game with him is hard to get.
I don't think she ever thought she would get him. So I think she
Right.
walked into The Bachelor thinking she was never going to be the top choice.
That's true.
She was just going to be true to herself. And she thought he was cocky. So as much as she kind of had an attraction to him and kind of liked him, she also wanted to give it back to him and take back some of her own for being the chicken farmer girl the whole time.
Mhm.
And then he wanted to goad her too. And their kind of mutual animosity made them attracted to each other, which was part of the fun, I think, of their relationship.
Yeah, that bickering. But I don't think it was that different because she also gave back to Caspin. It was a different level,
Mhm.
but she also pushed back on him. I think this was her trying to figure out who she was.
She's
Yeah.
young. But also her relationship with Caspin is, at the end of the day, it's a throwaway. She's not meant
Yeah.
to have a relationship with him. So she can goad him all day long. Like, it doesn't matter. He
Right.
just has to teach her. But her relationship with the prince is really interesting because she just doesn't think he'll pick her. So she's almost trying to protect herself.
Yeah, she's just trying to stay in the competition long enough to just still keep hanging out with Caspin.
And save face.
To have some respect.
You know, she just wants to stay in long enough to not be a disgrace.
Well, and not upset her mom.
right.
And plus, she's eating. She's getting food. There is a level of entitlement there that she just is turned off by.
That's what it is, Kim. He's entitled.
Mhm.
And he comes up to her and he thinks he can ask her how her sexual training is going. Every other girl offers
Make out with him day
give
one.
him sexual favors, and she's having none of it. She's like, none of your business. We don't even know each other. The rest of these girls are slutty, and
Well, they just want to be the queen.
he likes this. He is amused by her spirit. Nobody stands up to him. So they have this exchange in the library, and they walk back to the party, and she finds her gay best friend, Gabriel, who I love.
The favoriteest
He's
character.
funny.
It's like her drinking buddy, and kind of her only friend.
They go to the pub together and he works in like the kitchen of the palace.
And he sleeps with the stable boys.
All of
I love him.
Yes.
He's juggling many stable boys.
Yeah, he is very, very aggressive.
So Gabriel tells her there's about to be a surprise elimination. And Tim's a little nervous about it because,
Yeah, he wasn't meant to happen.
yeah, well, that and she just had this exchange with
Like a-
Leo that she's not sure how he took it.
Contentious. Yeah.
And so they traipse all these girls up on the stage.
This was gross.
It was so
Gross.
demeaning. Anyway, Leo leans next to the two girls on either side of Tim and says, "Sorry, darling." And they're dismissed. They're out of the competition. The girls run off the stage bawling. And Tim is like, oh my gosh. And he purposely picked those two girls, I think, to make her nervous. It could have been you.
Mhm. Oh, for sure.
Then they'd say they're going to rank the girls in order of beauty. So the girls traipse off the stage and then they set up these podiums. And like the most beautiful one is on one side and the least beautiful is on the other. Well, Leo puts Tim in last place and it pisses her off.
But he does it
Yeah.
very dramatically. He's toying with her.
Oh, totally. He's testing his power here with her. After the competition, she runs after him and she's like, "What the hell, Leo? Why did you put me in last?" He's like, "Hey, it doesn't really seem like you want to be here." She's like, "Do you want me to be here?" And Leo looks at her very hungrily and says, "Yes." And Tim says, "Then act like it." So I'll say she's got his attention.
Their relationship is very hot and
She
cold.
plays with him a lot.
She plays with him, but he plays with her right back. And it is actually quite equal, I think. Their relationship, it's kind of fun.
I like it.
I didn't feel like this was equal on their
I
side.
disagree.
And I didn't feel like her and Caspin were equal. I felt like he had the upper hand with her and she had the upper hand with Leo.
I definitely think
Oh.
she ran Leo.
And that was true at the beginning of the book. But as you look at the relationship between her and Caspin, she started to get more of the
Towards the
control
end.
as you were
Yeah.
finishing. And then as well as Leo, he like released all of his bravado and became real with her. Here are these guys that had the upper hand at the beginning of the book. And now she's ending with both of these guys in her hand.
Agreed. 100% agree
It's
with
a
you.
journey. The next night in the caves, Caspin teaches Tim how to kiss. And it's really steamy. And you can tell he's falling for her, but she wants to have sex and he says she's not ready.
He puts her off forever.
Yes.
Long time.
We start like with this game of cat and mouse with Caspin and Tim, and it goes on a little too long. And I think it's because he knows he's got feelings for her and he doesn't know what to do with them. He's getting more distant. He's not staying with her while she eats, and Tim's getting real sick of it. So the next night when she comes for the hand job lesson, she's like, "I'm not doing that anymore. I've mastered this skill. I'm done."
She's a quick study.
My sex class, I have graduated.
If you're not going to have sex with me, I'd like to snuggle and talk tonight. And he was like, okay, sure. He does end up giving her an orgasm just by blowing on her nipple.
That sounds lovely.
How?
I want it.
That's not real. I know that this is fantasy, but come on.
I want it.
Ladies, send us your stories. Is this possible? Anyway, Tim says to Caspin that night, "I hate how much control you have over me." And Caspin says, "Of the two of us, I am not the one with the power, Tim." This is foreshadowing.
Love this line.
Because you're right, Amy. Like, eventually, you realize how much he
Mhm.
really loves her and how much she holds the keys.
And how long he's loved her.
Mhm.
Yeah. So it's time for the next round of Bred to Be eliminations. And this one will be based on a kiss. So that training was very timely. When Tim gets to the castle, Leo is sitting at a table with his arm around the blonde that he put in first place at the last elimination. Tim just rolls her eyes. She's just so sick of his entitlement.
She wants his attention, but she's kind of over him at the same time.
She's a
Yeah.
tease.
She's a tease, but he's a tease.
But so is
like,
he.
yeah, they're equally matched in this regard.
He's just a whore.
Yeah.
He's like making no bones about it.
He's just a guy.
He's only doing it to get her attention.
He absolutely is.
So one thing that is important to note is that both times that Tim has been in the castle, she hears someone calling for help in her mind. And that's important later, and we'll come back.
Very.
Leo finds Tim and they have another verbal sparring match. And Leo's trying, but Tim is annoyed that he was all over this other girl. She was a little bit jealous. She didn't like it. They keep bickering, but there is definitely some sexual tension. And Leo says, you know we're meant to kiss tonight, right? And Tim says she knows, but she really doesn't want to. And Leo's laughing and he goes, yeah, okay, sure, whatever. Come find me when you're ready. Tim runs into Vera. And that Vera is this bitchy baker's daughter who is always nasty to Tim, has always made fun of her, is kind of her bully. And she's like the town darling. Everyone just thinks
she's the favorite.
Amazing.
Like everybody thinks she's going to get the king's
Because
hand.
she sleeps with everyone. She's the village whore.
Yeah, but I don't think the village knows that she's a village whore, but she definitely is. She was going down on the boyfriend in the church.
I think they do know.
Do you?
I think that it's okay. That's the perception of how you should be.
I did not get that.
I did. For the women in this town, their sexual ability and prowess is their currency. That's all they've got. And back
For
then,
sure.
I mean,
Right.
that might have been pretty accurate.
Back then, it was like a Puritan society. You weren't allowed to have sex before marriage.
I know, but women had no power. The only thing they had was their looks and how they could make a man happy.
Yeah, not like now where we're in power all over the place.
I have powers. Don't you doubt me.
I have power.
So Vera tells Tim, oh, my aching back. Like, I'm just so much sex in the caves. I'm just so exhausted. And Tim's pissed because Caspin hasn't had
He
sex
is
with her
avoiding
yet.
having sex with her, obviously avoiding it.
Tim is so mad at Caspin that she marches off to find Leo, grabs his face, and starts kissing him. And the kiss is good. The kiss goes
She
well.
likes it. He likes it. Everybody likes it.
It's a good kiss. It's steamy, and Leo whispers against her lips, that wasn't so bad, was it? You're just starting to realize, like, oh, he's a contender,
It's
too.
cute.
I like Leo.
The
I do
hardest
too.
part about this whole book was I was rooting for both couples at the same time.
I
It was
know.
really hard.
Yeah,
I
it was
couldn't
hard.
figure out who I wanted to go for. He became so sweet.
Leo was endearing.
He was, because he was just a
Yeah.
kid. He takes Tim's hand and puts her in first place on the podium stage and eliminates the blonde that he picked first last time. Also, we mention how demeaning this is? I just want to make sure.
We did, yes. So let's say it a few more
Yes.
times.
No power.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it's very
definitely.
demeaning.
But this does lock in that Tim will have a one-on-one date with Leo, because that's your
'Cause she's the
prize for being
first.
first.
And Vera is seething.
Oh, yes. Vera knows this whole time that the prince has his eyes on Tim. So she goes home. Her mom's super proud of her. So Tim's got a lot of pressure on her because if she wins the prince, they're out of poverty.
Yeah.
There's a lot riding on this for her, and she's got a lot of pressure around that too. So Leo has an expensive but kind of slutty, not kind of, very slutty dress delivered to Tim. And she wears it, but she's really annoyed that he's making her wear
And
this.
uncomfortable.
She's uncomfortable. And she shows up and he introduces her to his family. Like the whole royal family is hanging out in the lobby.
It's like a family dinner.
Or like a cocktail party.
Awkward.
And she's wearing a slutty gown. The dad is like giving her evil eyes.
Just steam coming out of
The
his ears.
king does not like her, not a little bit.
Not her family, not anything about
And
her.
it's basically
Yep.
like, you cannot pick this girl.
But Leo hates the king, his dad.
king.
So he's
Mhm.
even more drawn to Tim because it pisses his dad off. And it's supposed to be his choice.
And are we really going to talk about Caspin's dad, lady?
Well, we haven't gotten there. Yeah.
No, oh, we're going to get to him. Okay, so the sister Lily runs up, hugs her, but then, like we said, the dad is a total asshole to her. And the first thing he says to Leo is, I thought you said she was pretty.
That was so
I was
messed
like,
up.
what a
Of
dick.
all the things, like,
Yeah.
can't you can picture yourself in that moment.
Yeah.
Somebody they're supposed to appreciate their opinion says something like that to you.
Yeah.
Every girl can picture themselves in that situation.
She can't do anything.
No,
Can't
he's
say
in
anything.
power. Like, yeah, she just has to take it.
Class-wise, everything. It was really horrible. Leo takes Tim away from this cocktail party to the second part of their date, which is a private dinner on the terrace, just the two of them. And they have a really good conversation. They're getting to know each other, and you can tell the prince is growing on her. And he tries to give her jewelry, and Tim won't take it because she doesn't want to look like she can be bought. And I don't think any other girl in this competition would have turned down crown jewelry
way.
from the prince.
No.
Absolutely
She's
not.
standing out to him and surprising him. So he ends the date by saying, I'm not going to kiss you because then I'll want to have sex with you. And I know you're going to say no. He leaves her at the door, but she overhears him arguing with his dad. And the dad is telling him, you cannot choose a chicken farmer's daughter as a wife. He says he will choose who he wants. And his dad isn't going to get in the way of his heart again, which is interesting.
Foreshadow.
So Tim goes to the caves the next night. And she goes down on Caspian, and it's so intense that he turns into a snake. Like he just can't control.
Big snake.
He's fighting it.
He's on his way to Snake Town.
Snake Town.
Snake Town.
Okay, so the writing is good,
Totally.
but I'm having a hard time picturing when he turns into a snake, is he like a snake or does he have arms? He still has a penis? I was having a hard time like visualizing what he looked like.
I almost Googled how snakes have sex because I just was like, do they have a penis?
Well, they have sex.
But I didn't because I don't want that algorithm happening. Yeah.
Like,
No.
I'll do it.
incognito mode.
I'll do it. My phone's used to me.
I'll do it.
In this particular instance, he didn't all the way turn.
He got scaly, which
He got scaly.
And he said, like, look away, look away. You have to dispense with reality in these situations.
Lindsay says this in every episode.
There's a lot of suspense with reality in this book.
Yeah. Oh, especially this book, you do.
Yeah.
So as he's turning into a snake, he's yelling at her to leave because if you'll remember, if she looks at him in snake form, she could turn to stone. She won't leave. And he gets really mad at her. I think she like closes her eyes, but he gets angry at her after because she could have been killed. And she's like, but I wasn't. You know, what's the big deal?
I knew you wouldn't hurt me and I was safe.
He sends her home. He doesn't walk her out for the first time ever. This whole time where she can hear him in her head, she can't send messages to his head. That's bothering her. In this moment, she's trying really hard and she breaks down that wall between them and she screams out like, Caspian! And he's like, you don't have to yell.
I've been here the whole
So
time.
cute.
Yeah, it breaks down their communication. This part's important because now they can communicate back and forth in their minds.
At the time, we're attributing this to the claw that she's still wearing in her vagina throughout this entire time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the next day, Tim's invited to the castle for a dinner with the last 9 contestants. Prince Leo sends her 3 dresses to choose from because the last time he sent her the slutty dress, she was like, I would have liked to have chosen a dress for myself.
She was annoyed.
And he was listening.
He's actually kind of sensitive.
He sent her a slutty dress, like a cute dress, and then a nun dress. And of course, she wears the nun dress.
Just to annoy him.
As she should.
So when Tim gets to the castle, she is stuck talking to Vera, who is just wretched.
Sure.
And she informs Tim that tonight is the Frisky 60. Each girl will get 60 seconds alone with the prince, and they are expected to take their clothes off.
Oh, gross.
Vera says her snake told her all about it, and Tim is annoyed because Caspian did not warn her about the Frisky 60.
He's kind of being cagey with her.
She starts a mental conversation with Caspian and basically says if she gets naked in front of the prince, he's going to see her claw. And he's like, are you going to do that? She's like, maybe. She gets really frustrated with him and tells him to disappear the claw, which he does. Then Tim's the last one to go in to see Leo for the Frisky 60. And he's like hammered and he's covered in lipstick and his shirt's undone and his pants are undone. And he's
Gross,
like,
gross.
just sleazy, right? But she's like, he kind of looks good with his shirt unbuttoned and he's got that nice bulge in his pants. She's like really disgusted by him, but she's also like, meow. She does her normal hard to get routine with him and it's working, but they finally kiss and he gets a hand up her skirt for like a brief moment. Tim asks if he's going to keep her around and he says, as long as you will let me. And Tim goes home smelling like the prince, still mad at Caspian, and decides not to shower because she likes the smell so much.
Now she likes them both, and she doesn't know what to do with that.
Mm-hmm.
She's in a pickle here.
Mhm. She's feeling a bit empty without the claw.
Well, I imagine if you've had
True.
it up there for a week or so.
Well, Caspian won't talk to her now, so she feels like her connection to him has been broken.
He will do this to her throughout the book.
I hated that.
It's manipulative.
It was really infuriating. That's one of the reasons you lean towards the prince, because he is like raw emotion. And Caspian's a little manipulative.
Well, he's 300-something years old.
Yeah, there's an age gap.
A little bit.
I think he's also protecting himself, too. He knows the hurdles they have to jump. He knows that he's meant to be training her for the prince. I do think he's torn.
He's an expert brooder, for sure.
But that's so sexy sometimes. I mean...
It is sexy. I don't know about a snake guy, but it is sexy normally.
She wrote this guy pretty sexy when I do him.
Yeah. Check out Pinterest. Meow.
Oh, yeah. The fan, like the fan pics. Woo!
So Tim helps the townspeople set up for a festival, and on her walk home, she is attacked by two boys, Jonathan and Christopher.
And one of these is the boyfriend of Vera.
Vera's ex-boyfriend, yes. He actually tries to rape Tim. They tear her dress, and he gropes her really aggressively to the point that he leaves bruises. He takes his pants off, and when he gets close, Tim knees him in the balls and runs to the caves. And when she walks into Caspian's cave, it's pitch dark, and he realizes she's been assaulted, and he makes her tell him the names of the boys that did it. He heals her bruises and gives her a shirt to wear, and he takes her back to his living quarters, pours her a glass of wine, and she's asking him a lot of Basilisk questions, and he's like very amused. Let's cut to the chase. They finally have sex. The night she almost gets raped, they finally have sex.
Makes sense. They trauma bond. Fine.
The sexton's a sexton. I will say that we spent a lot of time wondering if she was going to fit all of him in. And he was telling her, you know, you just got to will it to happen.
He's a good coach.
Yeah, very
teacher.
positive.
Every other scene in this book will now be sex between Caspian and Tim.
I was fine with it.
There's a lot of it.
I did the audiobook. It was 24 hours. And I feel like probably 22 of that was sex.
Yeah.
There was a lot of sex.
I don't hate that.
The premise of the book was to train her.
I'm not hating it. It's the spiciest one that I've read.
A lot of bookgasms.
A couple of like obnoxious ostentations bookgasms, but bookgasms nonetheless.
Later that night, though, Caspian sneaks into town and murders Christian and Jonathan by turning them into stone in the middle of the town square. This is a big deal because it breaks the peace treaty, and now the town is uneasy, and he's basically thrown a gauntlet.
He's opened up old wounds. They were meant to stay outside of town, train the harems.
They thought they were safe.
They had these rows of mirrors and all this stuff that they thought were keeping the Basilisk out, and they had no effect. So all this time, they've kind of laid dormant and played by the rules, despite the fact that they could just take them out any minute.
On the next visit to the castle, though, the Basilisks are asked to join their students, and they all meet with the prince in pairs to tell him how well the sex training is going.
It's just like so
weird.
Gross.
It's very bizarre.
She's a great whore.
Yeah.
I love her.
She gives a great blowjob.
What does that conversation look like?
Sex is iffy.
We're working on technique, but
she took all of me.
That's like, it's weird.
Yeah.
Tell
There's a lot there.
Didn't even blink.
Yeah.
Here's her report card. There's blowjob. There's missionary. There's.
But the king opens with a toast. This is right after the stone statue situation with Christopher and Jonathan, and he basically calls the Basilisk servants. He's putting them in their place on purpose.
Trying.
All the Basilisks are kind of bristling, right? They don't love it. But when Leo meets with Caspian and Tim, he realizes they have feelings for each other. And he asks Tim if she loves Caspian, and she denies it, but he knows she's lying. He asks, am I going to have to share you? Which isn't the response you think you're going to hear.
That was interesting.
You think it's like, oh, you love someone else, you're gone. And it's like, I still won't let you go.
Right.
This book is long and windy, and there's a lot of cat and mouse going on in this love triangle. And we are going to have a lot of chapters where Tim and Caspian's love grows stronger, while Tim keeps Leo on the hook and eventually starts to care for him as well. I thought it'd be easiest if I summarized some of our main plot points.
By all mean?
This will probably already be a supersized episode, but I'm going to try to keep it from being 5 hours long. Plot point number 1 is that the gold necklace that Caspin gave Tim is a symbol of intent. He would like them to be engaged, and he didn't actually ask Tim, but she's interested. The only way for them to be engaged is to get approval from the Quiver, which is Caspin's like community. That's all the snakes that live in his, I guess, hive.
Nest?
Nest.
I think it's a nest. Snake nest.
But we'll come back to this ritual in just a minute. Most importantly, the necklace ties them to each other, and it's called a blood bond. So if one of them dies, the other dies as well. And the Caspin didn't ask her, and he's going to do a lot of things like this without asking Tim first, and this is a pretty big one. Plot point number 2, Caspin is the son of the king of the Basilisk, so he is also a prince. There is a rebellion building between the Basilisks and the humans, and Caspin's dad is driving it, but with malintent. He's a bad dude. Both kings are bad.
They both suck.
Plot point number 3, Tim is half Basilisk. Her mom also fell in love with a Basilisk, and that is how Tim came along. Caspin will eventually teach her how to turn into a snake and use her powers. So that is part of the story. That
her mom was born in the year of a prince and also got trained by the Basilisk, which is why Tim is half Basilisk.
I was wondering if there was something there when Tim was going to the caves for the first time and she asked her mom, how was your experience? And her mom said life-changing. And it was like, I wonder what that's all about.
I also wonder, her mom would have been around the same time the king was looking
I think you're right.
for a queen. And I'm wondering if he was pissed that she chose the Basilisk.
We do find out in the end that he was.
Yeah, he was.
The king. It turns out he was the prince when Tim's mom went through the ritual. There is an evil villain in the story called Ro. He is angry with Caspin because Caspin killed his father by cresting him. We're going to talk a lot about cresting.
It's a whole other thing.
This becomes a major activity.
This is like 3 books long, by the way.
Yes, this is long. That's why you're getting a supersized episode. Cresting is a mind control method that if done from snake to snake, it will kill them. But if done from snake to human, it will just create an everlasting mind control. And Ro wants to crest Tim to get revenge on Caspin. So he's always creeping around and trying to get her alone. And the only way to prevent being crested is to swallow a basilisk's venom, which Tim involuntarily does when Caspin tells her to open her mouth during sex, and he spits gooey black tar down her throat.
That tastes like smoke. Yeah.
She's a little pissed about that.
I would be too.
Understandably so.
He sort of drugs her without her consent.
Without telling her what it means or what it does. He does this a lot.
But he does it to protect her just without telling her.
Doesn't matter. Still wrong.
He needs training.
He's hundreds of years old. He's just doing what he's doing.
He does dumb shit. Another plot point is that there are basilisks being kept prisoner in a dungeon at the castle, and the humans are taking their blood and alchemizing it into gold. So this is another spin reality thing. Tim hears their cries for help, like I said, when she's in the castle, and her dad is one of the prisoners.
And let's talk about Theo's teeth. They're all gold.
Well, they have incisors that are gold.
They have caps.
Yeah.
It was like a little sparkle on the side.
Yeah, gross.
She's half basilisk. That's why she was able to hear
her dad.
The calls from the dungeon, and especially her dad. Now she's kind of on a mission to try to find him.
And finally, Leo was in love with a fisherman's daughter named Evelyn, and his father hated her. They were supposed to run away together, but Evelyn didn't show up at the meeting place, and Leo thinks his father did something to make her disappear. He ends up telling Tim about Evelyn, and I think this is why he's more understanding of the fact that she's in love with Caspin as well as him, because he's kind of still holding, the part of his heart is still with Evelyn, but he also loves Tim. This is kind of threaded throughout the book. The Evelyn story comes back a few times.
It really humanizes him, though, because he kind of comes off as this douchebag, entitled figure.
At first.
But he's still going to their meeting spot every morning to wait for Evelyn.
Yeah,
so you're like,
she says, I'm going to to meet you here at the bench at the top of the hill. So every morning he goes to the bench at the top of the hill, hoping she's going to show up, even while he's courting him. So he is 100% still in love with someone else.
Let's get back to the ritual of how Tim and Caspin get engaged.
Okay.
Caspin tells Tim if she would like to be engaged, if she would agree to, she would have to have sex with his father to gain his approval, and then the quiver would agree to it from there. So after leading Leo on a little more and playing some games with him, Tim says to Caspin, you know what, I'll do it. So Caspin says, oh, Tim, if you're sure, I'll go ahead and book the auditorium. And Tim's like, what? What? Come again? Auditorium? And Caspin's like, oh, I didn't mention you're going to be on stage in the middle of an arena and hundreds of basilisks will be watching us.
Of naked basilisks.
Then when you're done with Dad, you'll have sex with me and then we go to a honeymoon suite.
For 24 hours.
24 hours where people swing by to watch it at their leash. And does tomorrow work for you?
She's like, sure, why not? What the hell is this book?
She struggles a little.
Of course.
Not long enough.
Goes back and forth. She's not like, can't wait for this completely ridiculous scenario.
She's like, you know what? This is the only way I can be with him. And so off to the auditorium we go.
She's in love. She's willing to sacrifice for her love.
So weird.
No, sleep with the dad. I was like not expecting this. And I was like, what the hell am I reading? Right now, right at this point in the book, I'm like, what is this? I'm still like super enthralled. But
this is when you thought that? I mean, this whole book is like a little unhinged.
I told Kim about this scene, and that's why she's like, we're doing it for the show.
That's the only reason I read the book. I was like, what? I need to know
Jen
more.
was like, there is a 300-person orgasm in a stadium. Don't you want to read it? And we were like, well, I want to know how they got there. Like,
I don't even care. I want to know.
Say less. Let's read this book. So off we go to the auditorium the next morning. The basilisks are piling in for the show. They're all naked, by the way. They just don't bother to wear clothes because why would you?
They don't really care about clothes in
No.
like natural state.
They're snakes. Yeah.
Also, they're all beautiful.
Sure.
Human form is perfect.
Snaky humans are pretty.
So Caspin's dad, the Serpent King, Bastion, comes in and he climbs into this giant statue of Cora. Now, we haven't talked about Cora, but that is the goddess that they worship in the story. When they go to church, they're worshiping Cora. She is the goddess of fertility, and she is very important in their culture. In this statue, he's leaning into her hands.
Isn't the altar the hands?
The altar is Cora's hands held out.
And that's where they have sex, in the hands.
Tim realizes she's kind of turned on, like she's kind of ready to do this. She's into it.
And he has to finish.
Yes, and quickly.
Yeah.
She's got to do it good.
That's part of the ritual. If he doesn't finish quickly, he won't give his permission for her to marry his son. But there's a little side plot here about the mind reading.
And side plot, like dad is bigger than his son.
I mean,
we've read a lot of Father of the Boyfriend books.
Yeah.
And that's usually the way it goes. So part of the rules is that she has to be on top. So she climbs on and it's going well. And she can tell he's getting close because of all her training with Caspin. He's holding out on her though. And Tim feels him in her mind tell her, you first. So again, with the you first.
Yeah.
So then she goes first. And then the king pulls out and jizzes all over her legs so everyone can see the proof.
Again, more jizz.
They got to see that, she made it happen. And then Caspin's there right away, like, hey, my
turn. Yeah.
Oh, no, but first he's like, good job.
Yeah, he's like, nice work. Him and his dad have a mind argument.
They fist bump. Yeah.
And then Caspin and Tim have sex, and it is supposed to be a quickie per the rules. But it's still so hot that the quiver starts getting hissy. And the hisses start getting like really loud. Caspin finishes in his hand and rubs it down Tim's leg. Poor Tim needs a shower at this point. But the hissing is getting louder and louder. And everyone in the audience starts having sex. It was like a massive orgy.
300-person strong.
Yeah. Hundreds of people are there. And Caspian's like, you got to get out of here now. They're all about to transition. And then it's too late. And so he's like, just cover your eyes because he's about to transition too. And apparently it's called a hive orgy. The entire room.
We did some research.
Like we weren't sure.
Yeah.
Is it a nest orgy, a hive orgy?
According to
Definitely a
Wikipedia.
hive. Big groups of snakes. Yeah, a hive orgy.
It doesn't happen very
It's a
often.
orgy.
A orgy?
Oh,
Okay, Kim. A snorgy? Snake orgy?
Snorgy.
The S is silent. It's a orgy.
But it doesn't happen very often. And so the Tam is special.
Very.
Of course she is.
Now it's over. Caspian takes her to the honeymoon suite. They have hours and hours of sex. And at first it's great.
Which is still being watched. Like people are walking through
It's like
to
a
watch them.
peep show.
Yeah, it's like the zoo.
But they must have 24 hours worth of sex.
Nonstop.
She is like passing out. People just keep walking through the room.
Sure.
Like, no big deal. Like, we're just going to check in on you guys.
And some of them want to touch her. They just think she's so interesting. But anyway, he does end up breaking her pelvis. He
Breaks
her bones. He broke her. Ro shouldn't have been there because Ro is from a different hive.
This guy.
He was not invited to this party, but he showed up anyway. He comes to the honeymoon zoo or whatever we're going to call this. Where you peek in and watch.
Snorgy.
He's like, I hope he breaks you. He's just a nasty human.
I mean, he did kill his dad.
Ro has a right to be mad at Caspian. Like, that's fair.
He killed him because his dad asked him to do it. It was strategic. No, it was shitty.
Yeah, no, Ro is on the right side of history here at this point, but then he isn't. So Caspian carries her back to his room and he heals her, and then they have sex again. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Girl, just relax a little bit. Aren't you burning?
She's
Aren't you like...
He's like, I don't want to do this to you. She's like, do it. I mean, she just is insatiable. It's just like, what? He broke your fucking pelvis.
Well,
like,
she
take a
doesn't
minute.
feel it anymore. She's fine.
He fixed her.
Yeah.
I don't know, you guys.
Just seems like a lot, though. I'm with you. It is a lot.
The next morning is when Tim finds out she's a hybrid. They call it a hybrid. And she's half Basilisk. When Caspian's dad said you first in her mind,
he confirmed
he knew she was a Basilisk too. You can't talk to people like that unless you're a Basilisk, which means Caspian fucking knew this whole time.
The whole time.
He did. And didn't tell her.
Bastian, the dad, wants Tim to agree to marry Leo and crest everyone at the wedding so the Basilisk can take over. Caspian feels like it's too dangerous and he's being cagey as usual. So Tim runs home and confronts her mom. So she finds out all in one day, I'm a Basilisk. She finds out what cresting is. They want me to crest the royal party. They're trying to use me in this royal
coup
Batchelor situation. And so then she runs home and she's like, Mom, is this for real? And the mom's like, yeah, sorry, I didn't tell you.
Oops.
Mom, you suck.
Damn. I didn't think
really
you'd
probably
find
should have
out.
mentioned that.
Ugh.
Her normal habit when she's mad at Caspian, she goes to find Leo. So she goes to the garden where he sits every morning waiting to see if Evelyn's going to show up. And he's there and he's so happy to see her. And he's like, please spend the day with me. By the way, Tim's exhausted. Tim has been having sex for 24 hours straight. She hasn't had a wink of
And
sleep.
then
She's
some.
been on an
Yeah.
emotional roller coaster.
With the dad and the son. I mean, she's been all over the place.
Yes. They have a great day together. She ends up like taking a nap on his couch while he like reads her story. Their
kinda
bond
cute.
is very sweet.
Yeah.
And it's very much like 20-year-olds.
It's wholesome.
Yeah.
As opposed to what she's got with Caspian. So Tim heads back to the caves that night because she's expected for a council meeting. This meeting was weird, and the things they put her through,
God.
like, I can't.
But she's down for it, though. She's like, oh, okay, I'll sit on your naked lap in the middle of the thing.
The entire meeting, she's sitting on Caspian's lap, and
They're all naked.
messing with her. They're all naked.
Well, it's a power play.
Using her. And
She's here for it. Like, he's using her with her permission.
But she doesn't know until after that he gets power from that.
That's why.
So the council gives their approval for Tim to be engaged, and they ask if she'll perform a crest on the royal family at the wedding. And Tim says, look, I'll only do it if Lily and her kids are spared as well as Leo. So she knows
She's bargaining.
if she doesn't agree to this, they're going to kill the royal family.
Right. All of
Anyway.
So she feels like this is the most peaceful way to get Leo through this situation.
She also feels like the royal family kind of fucking sucks. And so she only
Yeah,
really
I mean-
likes Leo, his sister, and her kids. So
Yeah.
she's saving who she can.
Right. And she's doing it in a way that's going to save him.
Mm-hmm.
So they push back, and Caspin and her have sex at the table. This
Yeah.
is where you were losing me a little bit.
A little bit.
Apparently, the sex gives Caspin power of manipulation.
Extra
Anyway,
power.
they take another vote, and everyone says yes to the agreement. It's okay to save Leo and the sister and the kids, and the engagement's on, and let's all carry on.
It's like a shiny object. No. Look at this pretty object over here. You want to vote for this.
The sex gives him power of manipulation.
Yeah, it's like a pheromone kind of thing that pulls people in and makes them do what he wants them to do.
That wasn't even the weirdest part of this deal. Okay, so the weird...
No.
The part that got really weird was when it was time for everyone to leave the meeting, and they all had to kiss her on her clitoris.
That was weird.
Oh, right.
Yeah, they're like the kiss of the basilisk, but not on the mouth.
It made me uncomfortable, to be honest with you.
It was like, what?
It's like an assembly line of
It's like kissing the ring, but it's her clitoris. Like, what?
Why would you say it like that?
Taurus.
How do you say it?
Sorry, I can't.
All right, then. Even more awkward, though, is that Ro is the last one to kiss her.
And he hates her.
He hates her. He makes a face after he does it. So Caspin makes him finish her off, bring her to orgasm. And he pretty much humiliates Ro in front of the entire council, which is a bad idea.
Mm-hmm. And Ro finishes out of shame.
Oh, yeah, he makes him finish too.
It was humiliating.
For both of them, I think.
Yeah, I didn't like Caspin in this moment.
He has a lot of moments.
He was trying to get a one-up on his enemy.
But using her to do it.
Again.
Tem is like, this was
Tim
hot.
didn't seem to mind.
Yeah, that was weird.
But Ro definitely minded, and that came back to haunt them.
Because of this, Ro corners Tim the next day and tries to crest her. It's really cruel because once you're crusted to somebody, you do whatever they want,
Right.
and you're in love with them and you're at their will. And so to do that to someone's
Me.
fiance is really horrible. But he isn't able to crest her because of the black
Venom.
venom goop that Caspin spit into her mouth.
Smoke.
When Caspin finds out that he did this, he cuts off Ro's dick,
As he should.
which for a basilisk is the worst thing you can do because they're so sexual. Also, he's a trainer in the Batchelor.
Not anymore.
That did not bother me one bit. This guy was awful.
He was snaky, for lack of better.
Yeah.
He was just nasty from the get-go. He had every right to be. Don't get me wrong. Like you said, Jen, he was on the right side of history. Even still,
Eh.
he was just gross in the shadows and dark.
He was icky, and I did not like him.
He
at
took a
all.
political situation and made it very personal.
Right,
Yes.
right.
I think that's why it was easy to hate him. But because Caspin cut his dick off and he's kind of mad about it, he retaliates with an attack on both of them, like almost killing Caspin. So this is where it's getting really windy, and hang in there with
Yeah.
me. But because of this situation, Caspin crusts Tim so that he can survive. That's the only way in this battle that
She
he...
asks him to do it to save him.
Yes. And the good news is he doesn't get mind control of her. But the bad news is she's half and half, right? So he ends up cresting the basilisk side of her. When a basilisk crests a basilisk,
You kill them.
kill them. Tim starts slowly dying without realizing it because her human side's just fine.
Yeah.
Because of their blood oath, which means if one of them dies, the other one dies, Caspin starts fading as well.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, on The Bachelor, Tim is in the top 3 girls.
Back to the castle.
Forgot about the Bachelor. Good Lord.
We're in the race to the throne, which means Tim is moving into the castle with Vera, of course, and then one other random girl. I don't even think we learned her name.
Which was always part of the deal when you make it to the top 3.
It's like the honeymoon suites on The Bachelor. Tim continues to lead Leo on while sneaking out to see Caspin at night. Leo eliminates the a random girl that we don't know, and then comes to tell Tim. He's like so excited to tell her, Tim,
You're it.
I eliminated her. She's covered in dirt. He realized she just climbed in the window, and he's like, oh my God, you've been out to see Caspin. How could you do this to me? And he's really upset because Tim basically said to him, if you don't eliminate those girls, I don't believe that you're interested in me. And he did it. Now it's just Tim and Vera. He's very rightfully pissed off. And
Agreed.
Tim decides it's time to tell him the truth and takes him to the dungeon and shows him the Basilisk bloodletting. She's like, I gotta just show him all my cards. I'm gonna show him what his dad's doing and see how he reacts.
That is a big part of this, right? I know the king's doing something wrong. He has my dad. I need to get into the castle to save my dad. So as much as she's playing the two guys against each other, she's also there to save the day. There's a lot of things at play in this book in various
There
situations.
isn't one character, not one character that is not manipulating someone else in this book.
That's a good point.
That's what makes it kind of interesting. Is like you don't know who's
it's
playing
juicy.
who and who's going to come out on top and who she's going to fall in love with and who's going to save the dad. And it does keep you very engaged.
The good thing is Leo doesn't like this. He sees it and he's like, this is barbaric.
But she didn't know what he would do because the dad was fairly certain he would fall in line, just like all the legacy before him.
Well, that's how they got rich.
This was pretty intimidating for her to take him down there and just kind of cards on the table.
Putting it all on the line. She's telling him the whole truth about her,
Yeah.
about her dad.
I hope you're the guy that I think you are, but if you're not, what do I do?
And the good thing, he's that guy. He's the good guy.
He was that guy.
He agrees to help, and Tim finally sleeps with this
Ugh.
poor man.
Oh my God.
It was a long
Right?
time
He's
coming.
not hard up or anything because Vera's
590 pages worth.
Whatever. He's been sleeping with all the other girls.
She might want to get him
He's getting
tested.
some.
He doesn't have a torch for her. He likes her, but he's taking advantage of the situation.
Well, and enjoying her torment.
Yeah, and I'm going like, finally. We're supposed to root for her and Caspin, but I'm really glad that she gave him a piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
I really struggled because I liked the Caspin relationship. That was obviously what you should be rooting for, but I liked Leo.
I rooted for Leo.
I don't know if it was that obvious. I think that's why I liked this book so much
Yeah.
and had you all read it. I lured you in.
Who should you root for?
You manipulated us. That's what you mean to
I did.
say.
You 100% did.
I'm also in this Game of Thrones.
Snake pit.
Tim sets up a meeting between Leo and Caspin, unbeknownst to Caspin. But the two princes meet and they eventually decide between the two of them, like, hey, we both hate our dads. Let's decide to rule with peace. And they kind of make an agreement that we're going to work together. So they get back to the castle and Leo dumps Vera, which was glorious. I loved every
Me
minute of
too.
this.
That girl, like, she could have gone
Yeah.
so soon.
Oh,
It was time.
Yeah.
They decide they're like getting married the next day because the Basilisk side of Tim is dying and she needs to do this cresting thing while she's still got some powers left. Tim realizes, oh my gosh, well, Leo's kind of vulnerable because he could be crested at the wedding. I mean, the only agreement is we're not going to kill Leo. And I'm not going to crest Leo, but anyone could crest Leo. So she wants to protect Leo and decides he needs to drink her venom. So she spits the black tar into a whiskey glass and he comes in and she's like, hi, honey. Lots to do today. Can't stay long. But could you just drink this goo? And he's like, got questions. And she's like, oh my God, Leo, just stop asking questions. Just drink the goo. You're so annoying. I have a lot to do. Just drink the goo. Gotta go. Bye.
he's like, what is this shit?
She will not give
Busy
him.
bee.
Busy. Got shit going on, Leo.
Busy. Listen, I'm trying to save your
So
life.
Leo's like, okay, like, I'll drink the goo. He just drinks it. They head to the wedding and they're going to get married in the middle of this maze. I feel like the maze was like a character in the book. They had this hedge maze.
Yeah.
Like all big castle has.
There's a couple of scenes in there. Yeah, it's a very castle-y. The wedding's getting set up and the guests are arriving and Caspin's there, but he looks like shit.
Because he's dying.
Yeah, she realizes, oh my gosh, like I don't have a lot of time here. Caspin's dad gets Tim alone and basically tells her that once she crests the royals, like she's agreed to do, he's going to crest her. He is the only basilisk that is powerful enough to crest anyone he wants. And he's waiting for Tim to do this so he can do that.
because that'll give him the power. She would crest the royals and then he would take her power.
Tim says to the dad, like, hey, if you do that, my basilisk side dies, which kills Caspian. And he's like, yeah,
Yep.
well,
TFB.
sacrifices have to be made. He does not give a fuck.
Yeah, shit happens. Move on.
She's realizing how evil this man is. Leo and Caspian come up after the dad walks off and they're like, what'd he say? She tells them what he said, and Leo is super confused. He doesn't know what cresting is, and he doesn't know that Tim was planning to crest his family. And then Caspian's like, he knows our engagement is bloodbound. And Leo's like, hey, wait, you're engaged?
Wait, what?
And Tim and Caspian are like, oh my God, Leo, shut up. Like, why are you like annoying us right now? We're talking.
Poor Leo.
It is poor
He's
Leo.
like-
They're like
he's
in the
like,
high
"What?"
stakes Mission Impossible situation, and Leo's like, what?
We're about to walk down the aisle. You're engaged to another prince. They go round and round, like, do I crest? Do I not crest? What do I do? They don't really come to an agreement. And then it's time they walk down the aisle. Leo's dad marries them with very little enthusiasm, which is uncomfortable. But then he crowns Leo king. And this is the tradition.
As soon as you marry, you're now the new king.
And then, like, when he's king, he's king.
He's
Right.
king.
Whatever he says goes, which is important. But in the meantime, Tim sees these basilisks sneaking around the maze and surrounding the guests, like basilisks that weren't invited. The only ones that were really invited were the coaches from the sex training. Bastion is in her brain saying, hey, it's time to crest him now, like chop chop. Tim decides, I'm not going to do it. Leo's giving this big speech about peace, and he's like really trying to do the right
So
thing.
sweet.
Poor
So
Leo.
precious.
Like,
Once Bastion realizes Tim's not going to crest the royal family, he's like, so be it. And the snakes attack. And it is a freaking bloodbath. They start cresting people. They start turning them to stone. Leo's dad almost knocks them over trying to escape like a coward.
As you expect.
Yeah.
And then Tim and Caspian are like, Leo, get to safety.
And get like the kids, and you have a purpose.
Get everybody out of here. Caspian's like, I've got her, I promise. Tim ends up cresting herself, which who knew that you could do that?
okay, that was a plot twist. Okay.
Yeah,
Like, we knew
why
you could
didn't
do that.
you do that sooner?
Well, I think they just figured it out.
She heals her basilisk self, which heals Caspian.
Winning.
And then he is ready for battle. He's fighting off the bad guys, but then Bastion, his dad, comes up and tries to crest Tim. She's fighting him on it. He turns into the snake and starts like eating her. Like he jumps on her shoulder, starts breaking her bones. Caspian in the last minute saves her, right? But then Caspian eats his dad alive. It was very gory.
It was a battle scene.
There was a battle scene.
Tim ends up having to crest Leo in order to heal herself. So
herself.
the cresting gets a little out of control.
A lot of cresting.
But Leo, she crests him. And when you crest somebody,
They have to do it.
whatever you ask them to do, they're going to do it because they are so enamored with you. They just want
Yeah.
to please you.
They're
And
beholden.
she crests Leo and then tells him to go find Evelyn.
But he's still in love with Tim. Like, it
Very
doesn't change
much.
his feelings for her, but he's now obligated to go find this other love.
They have this very sad goodbye, and it's hurtful to Tim, too.
She's miserable. The whole thing is.
Yeah, she's like, please say this isn't our last goodbye. And she's kind of keeping him on the hook, right? As always. Caspian throws his dad's corpse on the lawn, and everyone knows he's the king now.
Thank
The basilisks all slither away, and the humans are left with this carnage, and it's just like really awful. Flash forward, and Tim wakes up in Bastion's bed. Since they're now the king and the queen, her and Caspian have upgraded their bedroom.
Sure. Why wouldn't you?
All right, let's take it over.
Yeah, hey, why not? Tim asks Caspian, how do we officially get married? And he says, well, all you have to do is make me a token similar to the necklace I gave you. And she does it, no problemo, like through her fingertips. And they get married. That's how simple the ceremony is. After the engagement ceremony is like a freaking auditorium.
All this work. It's like going to the courthouse. Just sign something.
I know.
Yeah,
Like,
just
oh,
sign something.
That's all you had to
Yeah.
do. They call each other mine.
They're in bed together
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
just like living their best life.
We flash back to Leo. It's 1 hour after the wedding ceremony. He takes Tim's mom down to see Tim's dad. These two have not seen each other since Tim's
20
mom got
years.
pregnant.
Yeah.
So these two get back together, which is very cute.
Very sweet.
So we tie up that loose end. But then he makes his dad tell him where Evelyn is because he has been given this job to do and he wants to make Tim happy. The dad says, I paid her off. She's in the next town over. She was cheap to buy off. I mean, he's saying all these horrible things.
Awful things, yeah.
Yeah. Leo drives through the night and finds her feeding ducks by the pond with her golden blonde hair. And he's got this moment where he's like, this is going to change everything. If I engage with her, it's going to change my relationship with Tim. Like, should I do it? Should I do it? And she turns around and says, Leo? And that's how we end
That's how we end it.
And Jenny's like, it's not a cliffhanger. It's only one book. It's going to be fine. Just read this one book.
Lindsay, are you sad you've read this book?
I enjoyed the book. I was real upset that I didn't have the next book to read.
That's kind of her
Well,
stipulation.
like in a month, I guess.
Yeah, November 11th. You got to read an amazing book.
Yeah.
And,
Amazing.
And here we are today. We wouldn't be here
We'll
today.
see. We haven't given it our ratings yet.
Amy, guest of honor, you want to start?
As far as a read, I'll give it 3 stars. I thought it was really well written. I thought the plot was a little thin in some points, but it really kept me engaged. The chili spices, I will say this is the spiciest book that I've read to date. So I'll give it a solid 5.
My
Okay.
gosh. Okay. I would say this book, Stars, is a 4. I was completely pulled in. And the love triangle and all of the mystery and the dad in the basement and the whole thing, like, I really could not wait to get to the end. I thought the plot was really fascinating. Spice, 5 chili peppers. The sex in this book was really good. I could get over the snake thing. It was very hot.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for me, I would probably, I'm with you, Lynn. I would give it about a 4. There were some plot issues for me. There were too many things being thrown in, but I did love the way it was written. There were some really good parts and there were some really shitty parts.
Yeah.
But the
That's
good
fair.
ones outweighed
Yeah.
the shitty ones. So I would go with a 4.
I could totally see this provincial town.
Yeah.
Like,
me too.
Couldn't you just picture the whole town?
That's a good
Yeah.
writer.
yeah.
Yeah.
I would go 5 chili peppers. I mean, it was spicy all the way through, and you weren't looking to the next chapter to get something. It was there in your face every chapter. So I enjoyed
You
it.
didn't have a lot of time in between.
No.
But the other thing that I like about books like this is that it also didn't feel like you were just stringing scenes along. until
Sex
the
to
next
sex to
scene
sex.
either.
Yeah.
No, there was a
Agreed.
story.
The sex felt very part of the book.
That was part of her journey, was the sex
Right.
and growth and manipulation and all these different things. So yeah,
Yeah.
5 for
and
me.
her growing up.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm aligned. I was a 4 on the book. I thought it was really well written. Obviously, I recommended it to all
Clearly.
my friends. I just love this time period too. I love books that are written in this era. Like you said, Lindsay, you could picture the town and they're drinking mead in the pub.
Very
and,
Beauty and
you
the
know, I just
Beast.
loved all that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Renaissance.
It was very fun and 5 on Spice, no doubt about it.
Oh my
No,
God, we
yeah.
all agree on the exact same. This never happens. The 3 of us never agree on a book.
That's true. We are very spot on this one, which is rare.
Interesting. Okay.
Well, thank you again, Amy, for joining us.
Thank you for having
This
me.
was really fun. Hey, everybody, be sure to find us on TikTok, Insta, Facebook, and YouTube. Check out Boozy Bookgasms for reading lists, cocktail recipes, and episodes of the show. And until we meet again,
Happy
reading.
bye.
Thanks for tuning in. We hope today's episode was the climax of your day, leaving you breathless and wanting more. Until next time, remember to indulge in the pleasures of life and to keep the passion alive. You can find more tantalizing episodes at boozybookgasms.com. Enjoy the ride, and we'll see you soon.